Hey everyone, I'm NATO King and it's time for more Folklore. Unfortunately, yes, it's another video of nothing but quests. But I think we got something good here. A new DLC quest. That's right, we've got access to a whole two, and one of them's the one that I've already tried twice. Or was it 3 times? I forget. I think I tried it 3 times as Ellen and twice as Keats. Still, same idea that we've had before. It's a timed quest. We gotta kill a lot of stuff. And, of course, before we begin, there's something we gotta take a look at. Our new folk, Tathlum. Its destroy element, which probably isn't a surprise. Not all that powerful and quite expensive. And I've got to defeat 3 Andrast with it. So let's go ahead and set up my palette. Normal melee attack on square. Kraken has been really effective, so I'm going to stick that on there. Gotta come up with a shield. Why not kill Mulus? And then I want something that'll spread a lot of damage over a wide area. Something that I can use to take out a bunch of enemies at once. Aside from Kraken, anyway. Oh, here we go, Maximilian. It's about the only thing I can think of. There's something I don't like about using too many DLC folks. But whatever it takes. I've got to beat this quest eventually because I'm really starting to embarrass myself. Still, it's not all going to depend on Maximilian. I mean, he's handy when I've got a whole bunch of puka. But on the other hand, Kraken just tears everything apart. And there's a bunch of red ids. But I wasn't quite at the right distance and only captured 2 of them. Still, as we already know, the purpose of this quest is to capture as many puka at once as possible, to boost my time by a whole 3 seconds. See if we can draw out a couple more red ids all at once. Well, it is a fair bunch. But I'm happier getting more. Now that's a time increase. Only something like 15 seconds, I think. But still, it's worth a couple extra seconds to grab more than one of these guys at a time. And by pushing them far enough back, I can even grab another pulse tree nut on the way to capture the last couple. First round, never really been a problem. It's just a matter of having plenty of time left when you're done. And I don't think I took a single hit in that round, so no point healing. Let's just go. Second round, you may remember, capturing Kilmulus is bad, capturing Pori, very good. So I want to make sure to kill the Kilmulus and not kill the Pori. I'm not entirely sure that Azrai is really the best choice for finishing the job, but at the very least, I'm not going to be doing any damage to something I don't want to damage. And it is strong. If I capture it quickly enough, well, actually I didn't notice whether I got to kill Molus at the same time or not. But all that's left is 2 Pori, so all I need to do is make sure to do about an equal amount of damage to each of them, and I can capture them both at once. That doesn't give me any bonus time, but it does save me some time because I only have to do the capture animation once. And yes, it does give me the full time for capturing both of them. So I got something like 49 seconds left. Not great, but it may actually be enough, now that I've got Kraken on my side. A note to the viewer, you probably do want to go ahead and heal up before going into this round, if applicable. Just trust me. I'm going to concentrate on the Pories because even though I've got plenty of time, I really want to focus on getting more of it as early as I can, and then worry about killing the Kilmoulis. And there goes a Pori. But there's a cluster of Puka over here. I don't have to worry about accidentally capturing a Kilmoulis with them. And at this point, I don't think I really need any more bonus time. I can just take everything down and have plenty of time to finish. One more Kilmoulis to defeat, and that's it. The timer is done. And as for healing up before this round starts, well, we're suddenly in a different place, and there's no save point. And there's one battle left. He says once you're ready, but I don't think there's anything to get ready. The only thing you can do is talk to him. The good news is, if you are weak going into this fight, there's crystals right over here that have life drops. So, not a great concern if your health isn't quite topped up. But you have to fight 2 Andrast at once. You know what that means. Means I'm going to be taking a lot of damage. But now that I'm already in Chapter 3, it's not a great concern. I imagine that had I gotten this far while I was still in Chapter 1, I'd have been in major trouble. They do a fair bit of damage, and I think Kilmoulis is the right shield to be using here. They move around me so quickly that there's no way that I could keep Patriot facing in the right direction. Of course, you gotta pay attention to the one that you're not attacking, because it'll come after you from quite a distance away. And I think really I should be using Azrai for a lot of the earlier attacks. Tathlum's great because it's a distance attack, and it's probably one of the longest range destroy elements I've got right now. I mean, Broombear I don't think goes quite that far. Gargantua probably does, but it'll arc over enemies that are close up. Tathlum will just run right through everything. And I don't know whether the explosion at the end does more damage or not. But don't really care. Andrast is simply not a problem at this point in the game. And that's 2 out of 3 dead. For Tathlum's karma, anyway. That was the quest. Finally completed. And the bonus we get for finishing the whole thing is a green liquid. We do still get the pulse tree nuts for all the other rounds we completed. And it's time for a new quest, and this one is just as much fun as it looks. Not very. So yeah, as you may suspect, this is kind of a sequel to an earlier Warcadia quest where we had to help the Hawk, Bullseye, and Barrager fight against Broombear. So there you have it. This quest is our formal introduction to Maximilian. And Maximilian and Broombear are the only folks we get to use for the whole quest. It's not great. Far from ideal. And no saving mid-quest. Keep that in mind, because it will be abundantly obvious, but they're still going to harp on it throughout the quest. So of course, we've got to fight some pretty tough groups of folks. And Gajard are not all that bad. I've had plenty of practice fighting them. But they're surrounded by many, many hawks, and these things are a huge threat in numbers. So I'll try to thin the ranks a bit with Maximilian and get knocked out of it. For some reason, I've never really had a problem getting Maximilian's attack off before, but in this quest, the enemies are just so aggressive. Or perhaps because there are so many of them, I just can't get the time to use Maximilian effectively. And sure, you can just pull him out and shoot right away, but I think Broombear is even stronger and wider range if you do that. I'm already almost dead, and just barely managing to keep up my life drops from the occasional times I manage to kill something. Yeah, this quest isn't going to be easy, is it? Finally get off one attack, and did it even hit anything? I don't know. Couldn't see it. As much as Keats says that Broombear is useless and Maximilian's gonna be helpful, it's exactly the other way around. I think you're pretty much stuck with using Broombear for most of the quest, and Maximilian is just not effective. Then again, I don't know at all whether charging Maximilian up increases the amount of damage it does, or just the area that it covers. I'm not even really sure how I'd go about figuring that out. And maybe if I just concentrate on one folk and watch how much damage it does. You really can't tell. And I think that's the only time that we're going to see purple memory stones. But there's red ones over there. I don't have a fire element attack to break them. So I can break this one. Yep, that's our quest. Find the crystals and break them. It's kind of a neat idea, and they do some clever stuff with it. See, Keats didn't know to expect an ambush in this room. That was Ellen's department. And the big problem here is that we've actually got enemies with long-range attacks, and not any good way to defend against them. So Maximilian's still pretty useless, as long as I'm pinned down, enemies attacking me from all sides. Gotta try to take out the barragers and bullseye first. Granted, that's not hard. They don't have a lot of survivability. But they can move when they need to. The other issue I've got is that both Broombear and Maximilian are expensive. I think I can get off 3 Broombear shots in 1 MC bar. But I can't use Maximilian twice, and I don't think I can even use Maximilian and then Broombear. Actually, I might have enough for that. No, I only have 2 Broombear shots. Well, it's not uncommon to have a fight where MC preservation is important. And when there's only a couple of enemies, then the area attack works. I don't know, it's a fun attack sometimes, but not generally practical. And there's only one room in this half of the realm that I haven't been to yet. Where do you think the other memory stone might be? Yep, so we've got a buddy we've got to keep alive, just for this room. And when the enemies manage to stay at a distance, then Maximilian can be helpful. The only problem is trying to keep 3 enemies at bay, with at most 2 attacks before I gotta wait for a recharge. As you might expect, it's not the easiest thing to do, but fortunately the Patriots love to just stop and put their shields up. And at least they're easy to capture. I mean, I could see something like having room bears attack, even though room bear is on my side this time. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Again, the wide area helps me take out a lot of these guys at once, but only if I can actually pull it off. And meanwhile, they knock me off my feet, and my bullseye partner is under attack. I think the lock-on is probably more my enemy than my friend in this part. That's one down, 4 to go. And their attacks are just threatening in every possible way. They can knock me down, which means they've got a free run at the bullseye. And don't forget, I have to keep myself alive too. I would use Transcension, but I'm not really sure quite how effective it would be. And I also want to make sure to save it for the penultimate room back in the Undersea City. And Bullseye is almost dead. Stay away. Kinda have to pick up the life drop. Think I got time? There we go. And Bullseye is recovered, so there's no risk of capturing him. Yeah, I think that went pretty well. It's kinda cute in a way. Alright, everything else is done. We've just got to defeat Gargantua, and we're out of here. And the good news is, I've got 2 folks that are actually pretty well suited to fighting Gargantua. Like I was saying, I've got 1 folk that's decently suited to fighting Gargantua. But yeah, you're stuck using only Maximilian for this fight. Full health is good at least, as long as I can preserve it for a while. But I'm not sure that charging up is really my best strategy here. I really do need to take out the legs first. And I think I have to charge up just to maximize how much damage I actually do to this thing with each attack. Because I only get 1, and then I have to wait to recharge. I know everybody says that MC is not a problem for Keats. It is. It so is. Fortunately, with all of its legs disabled, which is pretty easy to do with Maximilian's wide area attack hitting both sides, all I gotta do is stay behind Gargantua and it can't do anything to me. It'll just take me a while to wear it down. And done. I think I've gotten pretty good at that by now. And I didn't even bother to heal up, because I know there's a save point in the next room, and we have to keep going. As a matter of fact, we're going all the way to the final room. Which I guess wasn't a surprise, it's the only place to go from here. And it's not just Gargantua we're fighting this time. So yes, fortunately we have Broombear back for this final cleanup effort. And it's just 2 Patriot, 2 Gajard, and 1 Gargantua. I hate to think of what would happen if I had to fight more than 1 Gargantua in a room. And actually, given the double Andrast from earlier, I was kind of expecting that. Fortunately, Gargantua is mainly a non-presence in this early part of the fight. As long as you can stay clear of it, and make sure to hit the Patriots either in the back or when they're not guarding, you can take down all the enemies here without too much trouble. And there are a couple of crystals over there that I believe have life ups in them, if you happen to need it. Naturally, I don't think you've got a whole lot of choice but to take out all the little guys first. There's no way I'm fighting Gargantua with Gajard charging at me. Now I've just got to get behind it. Easier said than done with no shield on me. And as they say, sweep the leg. At this point I'm managing to stay behind it, but it's still got half of its legs, so it can charge. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to know which direction to charge. I can't really get around it to hit the other side. But that's not going to end up mattering. Land the hit with Maximilian, just because. Oh yeah, I can do that very quickly. And I'm pretty sure that quest is also repeatable, but I don't know why you would want to. And the yellow stone is the other upgrade item that we'll be able to use for Maximilian. But I'll save that for the grinding video. It's just a minor thing. Not a bad idea to build it up as much as you can before that quest, just because. And then I realized I haven't actually talked to Gargantua yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Frizzy there. So, no new quests available. But I could do those same two again if I really hated myself and had nothing better to do with my time. As it happens, I do. Well, maybe not better, but I'll be grinding for some karmas next time. And we'll have a guest to tell us a bit more about the lore of the Undersea City. See you then.